He was born into a family of laborers struggling with poverty. His parents were thrilled at his arrival, believing he would bring happiness and brightness to their lives. Yet instead, he dimmed the light in those around him. As a young boy, Amarjeet exhibited a fiery temperament. Once, when he asked his mother for new toys, she gently told him, "Beta, we don't have the means for new toys." Amarjeet shoved her aside and fell into a sulk. He began to grow more withdrawn, spoke less frequently, and often chose solitude over playing with other kids. His mother took protective measures. Every day she placed a black kajal dot on his forehead, saying, "May no one cast an evil eye on you," and wrapped a talisman, tawiz, from a temple around his upper arm, hoping to shield him from harm. Yet little did she realize that the true danger would arise from her very own child. When his aunt Meena relocated to the city for her job, she asked Amarjeet's mother, Parul, to care for her 6-month-old son for a month. Although Parul hesitated due to their financial struggles, she consented. One day, while the mother was out at the market, Amarjeet started to torment the baby, pinching him and inflicting pain. And when the baby cried out, Amarjeet choked him to death. Upon returning home and inquiring about the child, Amarjeet calmly smiled and led her to the paddy field, revealing where he had buried the infant. Later, when his father came home from work, Amarjeet reportedly boasted, "I smashed his head with a brick." His father was appalled and slapped him in disbelief that his own son could commit such an atrocity. Parul, his mother, found it incomprehensible how a child could kill an innocent baby at just 7 years old and remain so unfazed. When Meena returned after a month and discovered her child's death, she was in shock and devastated. Parul fabricated a story, labeling it an accident, while his father urged Meena not to involve the police. Amarjeet observed the chaos in silence, seemingly taking joy in the turmoil and sorrow surrounding him. Approximately a year later, Parul welcomed a baby girl, Amarjeet's sister. As the family celebrated, 8-year-old Amarjeet would observe the newborn for hours, perplexed about her significance in his life. One afternoon, Parul took a nap and entrusted Amarjeet with watching the baby. Upon waking up, she discovered her daughter lifeless. She screamed in terror at the sight of her deceased child. When interrogated, Amarjeet allegedly responded in a calm and eerie tone, just like that, while smiling in a devilish manner. He seemingly exhibited no feelings of remorse or guilt. Even after 2 horrific murders, his parents chose not to involve the police despite suggestions from neighbors. People were taken aback when Amarjeet questioned, "What wrong have I done in killing her?" He seemed to derive pleasure rather than remorse. Amarjeet's third victim was a baby girl only 6 months old from the village. The infant was left unattended at the village school while her mother went to work. Upon the mother's return, the baby was gone. Amarjeet nonchalantly admitted to taking the baby, stating that he had killed her with a stone and buried her remains. When the villagers learned of this, they turned him over to the authorities. Following the investigation, psychologists reportedly determined that Amarjeet had a mental condition. He lacked a clear understanding of right and wrong and took pleasure in harming or killing, a sadist who enjoyed causing pain. Due to his status as a minor, he was ineligible for a death sentence or life imprisonment. Instead, he was placed in a juvenile facility. Once he reached the age of 18, approximately in 2016, it has been reported that he was let go. According to certain allegations, his name was altered. Some indicate he became Samarjit. His present location remains unknown.